Hello, I'm Toycat, and what if I said it was possible to beat Minecraft without ever using any tools? That would be impressive, right? But what if I said it was possible without eating any food? That would be even more impressive. Now imagine both of those challenges combined, because today I'm going to be showing you Minecraft beaten from start to finish, from spawning in to killing the Ender Dragon, without a single item being picked up. And this is a recreation of a run done by Geo. I'll leave a link to that down below if you are curious, because it's one of the craziest Minecraft challenges I think can be done, because it is Minecraft beaten with nothing whatsoever. So first, let's define exactly what we mean by that, because I am being serious here. This is going to be Minecraft beaten without a single item ever entering the inventory. This means from, again, start to finish, no eating can be done, no blocks can be broken if they drop themselves when destroyed, and it means that even naturally generated loot, of which we're going to be passing a lot of, by the way, it all can't be picked up, because any time an item enters the inventory, it would count as a fail state. The inventory has to be as empty when we spawn in as it is when we leave, and that is the challenge you're going to be seeing overcome in this video. However, to overcome that challenge, the real star of the show is going to need to be the seed, because to get to the end requires an end portal, and usually the end portal needs to be filled with the eyes of enders. However, there is a 1 in 10 chance that the game will have this pre-filled by default. This means that on average, because there are 12 end portal frames, that on average 1.2 of these will be filled, which means most seed just have a single one of these filled. But what if I said there was a chance of getting all 12 to fill up at once? This requires 12 separate 1 in 10 chances to go off, which sounds like it's not too incredibly rare, but if you stack all of those odds together, it means the actual odds are 1 in a trillion. I'll show you the maths on screen, but there is a 1 in a trillion chance of finding one of these portals already filled with eyes of enders, and on the surface, that doesn't sound too bad, right? I mean, 1 in a trillion, I mean, there's much more unlikely things in the world, but let me compare that to the odds of winning the lottery. So here in Europe, we have something called the Euro Millions. Your odds of winning that, if you buy a ticket, are about 1 in 139,838,160. This means that if you were to enter the lottery every week and to open up a Minecraft seed every week, you would win the lottery 8,000 times before you found a seed with one of these rare ender portals. They can only be found with extreme seed tool searching, and that's what made this one possible. But here's the worst bit. We don't just need this 1 in a trillion chance, we need this 1 in a trillion chance to be somewhat easily accessible from some form of cave. We need the Minecraft world to generate this stronghold into some existing caves so that we can access that from the surface without having to break too many blocks. This seed used in this video is a very rare, very unique, very special one that only exists on Java because there are way fewer seeds on Bedrock, fun fact. But it means that to get to the end portal on this seed only requires breaking 2 stone bricks to access, which can be done with a fist pretty easily, or to be more precise, it takes 7.5 seconds, but still, 15 seconds is a much better time than it would take to otherwise break all the way down there using just your fist, and especially given that we can't break dirt blocks because when they are broken with a fist, they drop themselves. So yeah, this is a very convenient coincidence, and this seed is going to be the star of the show, because now let's dive into how this run works. Because once you know you have one of these incredibly rare end portals, a lot of the work in the run is cut out for you. It really becomes, can you get to your end portal, and then once you get there, can you defeat the Ender Dragon? And that's a whole thing, I assure you. But let's start with how you actually want to start this world, because the only real purpose you have is to get to the stronghold as soon as possible, and there's no items to collect along the way, so why would you not? There's no reason to slop along the way to see about the villagers, although we do find some of those. There's no reason to see inside the desert temple, although there is one of those too. There's no reason to go through all of these somewhat interesting things or even get food, because we don't need any of that, or rather, to be more precise, we cannot need any of that no matter how much we might want it, because it's not going to be a key part of this run. So the first part of the run is actually just a leisurely walk over to roughly where the end portal is, which is something you can memorize before starting the run, because this cave right here is the one that contains the entrance to the stronghold. So getting to the stronghold, again, because of the very fortunate seed, actually isn't too amazingly hard. All you gotta do is jump into the ravine in a delicate enough way, because you don't want to take too much damage and you don't want to fall all the way to the bottom and die. That would be a fun way to end. Instead, what you want to do is you want to slowly kind of drop down from the sides. You could also use the water, but you want to just kind of drop yourself slowly into the stronghold, and then to get access to the part of the stronghold we're going to need here, you're going to need to break a couple of stone bricks. Again, just 7.5 seconds each. As long as you are safe, as long as there are no mobs around, you can spend the 15 seconds totals it takes to break the 2 blocks you're going to need right here in the overworld. And once you've gone through them, you can suddenly start to explore and enjoy the Stronghold, except there's no point in doing that, is there? Because again, you don't need any items. The only purpose of this Stronghold is to get the first part of the run out of the way and to get you to the end. So all of these chests containing end pearls and other wonderful things will be skipped over for now, and instead we're going to hop right into the end portal, and already just a few minutes into the run, we'll be in the end fighting the end dragon. So this is astounding as far as speedrunning goes, because this is something you can do on any difficulty for any reason, not just for this silly challenge, but you can be in the end this fast, and this is the astounding part of the run really, but it still raises the question, how are we going to defeat the Ender Dragon when the Ender Dragon has so many towers, all of which are high up, and we have no blocks, no buckets of water, no ladders, nothing to really get ourselves up there. And also, if you look around closely at where we spawned in the end, you can see how it is distinctly on a obsidian platform, so this is going to be where peaceful mode comes in very handy. It's going to be important for actually the mechanics as well, but you know, having peaceful mode means we can make this jump, which is just about doable, from the obsidian platform to the end, itself, and we can do that without having to worry about the full damage because it will instinctively regenerate. And I know a lot of you are thinking right now, like, wait a minute, peaceful mode, but isn't like the Ender Dragons a mob? Like, aren't you just kind of cheating the game? No, funnily enough, the Ender Dragon is the one mob in the game which doesn't despawn on peaceful mode, which means when we are in peaceful, we still have to work out how to kill the Ender Dragon, and even on peaceful, she still regenerates health because of those towers up there, which means we need to take these towers down, and we need to do so somehow without being killed, because the dragon can still attack us, and the dragon can very easily kill us, because you'll notice how we don't have any armor above our hotbar, because you've been watching so far, we couldn't pick up armor because it would have been an item. So no armor attempt to defeat the Ender Dragon is a pretty ridiculous task, one that seems impossible without. So for this to succeed, two glitches are going to be needing to be exploited. One is going to be one that allows you to be knocked by the Ender Dragon up into the sky. This is something that happens when the Ender Dragon model clips through you and the acid attacks hit you at the same time. You are launched massively into the sky. This is part of the mechanic of the fact that the Ender Dragon's meant to be able to hit you physically and knock you huge distances. It's one of her attacks. You can use this even when she's in the center to kind of guarantee you'll be knocked in a certain direction, which means if you are lucky, if you are flown in the right direction at the right time, you can fly towards the towers. And then you might say, wait a minute though, she knocks you ridiculously high in the sky, you're going to die from these falls, right? And this is the second glitch we can exploit, because on any difficulty of Minecraft, you will die if you sustain more than 23 blocks of falling, assuming you have no protection like we do, and that is something that is unavoidable unless you're playing on the Java edition, where there is a built-in glitch to the game. It's still active even in the current versions, and it's basically a protection from like chunk unloading and deloading. It's a weird intentional glitch that will probably stay in Minecraft for a very long time, but it basically allows you to survive full damage if and only if you can pause the game right before you're about to finish your fall, right before you're about to take the damage, because if you save and exit and if you go back into the game, all of your momentum will not be carried over, and it'll be like you just spawned in the sky, meaning you can take minimal or no full damage whatsoever. This is a wonderful thing, because if we combine these two glitches, a glitch which allows you to be knocked into the sky by the dragon, and if you combine that with no full damage from the dragon, guess what? You can get on top of the towers and you can start destroying those towers one by one. It takes a lot of precision, and that's why Geo, who is a speedrunner by trade usually, is very good at this, finding those exact precise spots. There are a lot of failures along the way, but it means that 8 of these towers can be taken down just by using this precise combination of two glitches together, of using, the Ender Dragon to knock you into the sky, of then destroying the, the End Crystal by jumping off at just the right moment, and then on the way down, which you'll of course be because of the explosion, on the way down using the full damage prevention glitch. And yeah, this means that a simple combination of glitch precision followed by glitch, followed by, precision, followed by glitch precision again, can be used to destroy 8 of those crystals. But you'll notice, this is one of our banes of any Minecraft run, there are 2 tech crystals which are going to be left over because they have iron bars around them. This is a problem for us on a lot of levels. The first one is like, well, how do you get up there? You might say, well, that's easy, you can get between the iron bars, but even if you manage to slide in those gaps, you're then trapped inside there. You can't break any blocks because you have no items. If you destroy the end crystal, you one are going to die, which would, negate the run, would cancel it out. So you can't die, so you can't break those crystals first. And even if you do break it, and even if you do survive using a damage prevention glitch, then even then you would have the issue of all of the iron bars dropping around you. That would count as picking up an item. That would be a fail state for the run. So instead, what has to be done here is a pretty amusing solution. You have to break the iron bars first to allow yourself to get out. But you don't have any tools to break the iron bars, so you have to do it with your fist because you don't want the iron bars to drop anyway. So that means that while the dragon is flying around and able to knock you up and everything like that, you have to spend spend 25 seconds breaking an iron bar, and then another 25 seconds breaking one below it. But if you've done both of these things, you can build yourself a way out, and you can destroy the end crystal at just the right moment, so the iron bars don't hit your inventory, and also at the same time, you don't die from the fall. You have to do this twice in a row, but once you've done that, the towers are down, and it's down to the final phase of the fight, which is all about finishing the dragon. Or, because we don't have any items, it's a bit less elegant than that. We basically have to punch the dragon to death until she dies. Bear in mind, the dragon is a single mother. She has a single egg. This is the last of her kind. This is genocide we're committing with just our fist alone, but again, enough runs and enough avoidance of her attacks, which at this point is the most trivial part of the run, and you too can destroy the Ender Dragon, you too can kill her, and you too can beat Minecraft only using your fist. But if you want to be more technical here, the thing you want to do if you count experience as an item, which I don't think it does count as an item because it's part of your hotbar, but just in case that's a thing, you want to stand in the portal ready so you can immediately teleport to the overworld, immediately get those end credits, and immediately have beaten Minecraft, no items used whatsoever. This is one of those runs that really pushes the point of the genre forwards, the point of the can you beat Minecraft without X thing that I vaguely started a while ago and which has kind of exploded in the last few months. This is the most ridiculous form of that, I think we can all agree, and here's the best bit about this. This is actually the reasonable way to do it. You might think this challenge is just kind of silly, or you might think that it's just, using glitches for the best of their ability. So bear in mind, in the speedrunning categories, glitches are allowed, and in general, I'd say the Java edition is much more liberal with their glitches, as far as like helping game runs work. However, just in case you think to yourself, that's not legit, that used glitches, and that's not defeating Minecraft while just, without using items, because you have to use glitches to kind of substitute items. So what if I said this is actually possible without using glitches in the slightest? So no sane person should be thinking about this, but just in case you're out there thinking, nah, this isn't legit, let me explain to you how this is possible while using no glitches. So the exact same seed can be used, the exact same end portal strategy can be used, but obviously if you count out the glitch where the Ender Dragon clips inside of you, if you count out the full damage reverting glitches, then it is still possible to do this. It just requires a lot of patience, and I mean a lot with that many O's, because let me explain to you, exactly how you do this, because you have to punch the obsidian and make a staircase up every single one of these pillars. If you can't use and place blocks, then that means you have to destroy blocks to kind of make a staircase. A thing you can do using a diamond pickaxe normally as kind of an alternative, but even with a diamond pickaxe, this is the sort of thing that's going to take you about half an hour to do for every tower. But bear in mind, you don't have a diamond pickaxe, you just have your fist. You need to make sure the obsidian doesn't drop, which means you have to punch this by hand. And if we use the Java Edition figure for how long it takes to destroy an obsidian block by hand, it's 250 seconds, or 4 minutes and 10 seconds, which doesn't sound too bad for a single block, but you need to destroy a lot of these to get yourself up to the pillars, and bear in mind, there are 10 of these pillars, so let's just do the maths real fast as to how long it would take you to defeat Minecraft with no items, glitchless, asterisks, just in case that's your thing, because while using glitches, it's about 15 to 20 minutes, but without glitches, you need to spend 250 seconds on 3 blocks for every single layer of these pillars, which average about 25 blocks in height, and bear in mind, there's 10 of those, so if we multiply those factors together, 250 by 3 by 25, then we get the staggering number of 18,750 average seconds to destroy the number of obsidian blocks by hand to take down a tower. Again, sometimes higher, sometimes lower, but bear in mind that already equates to 310 minutes, or to be more precise, 5 hours, 12 minutes, and 30 seconds. So that's a pretty decent amount of time to spend taking down one of these, and you have to do that 10 times in a row, which means it would take you, let's be precise on this number by the way, 52.083333 recurring hours to do this without using glitches. Plus, of course, there's the times where you might get hit by the Ender Dragon, there's the time it takes you to get to and from the end, plus there's a time where you have to punch the Ender Dragon to death, but still, we're talking more than 2 days of solid playing Minecraft just to destroy the obsidian, just to make this possible. It is possible, but most people would choose to do it the glitched way, but if you want to start trying to do this without glitches, I would welcome seeing that video. In the same way, I was really welcome seeing this video from Geo. Again, he's one of the speedrunners I follow because he's just fascinating with the way he's kind of pushing the seed finding part of Minecraft to help the speedrunning part of Minecraft. This seed is incredible. It's something we've shown off on the channel before, and it's something that interests me to no end, and I hope that it was something all of you found interesting with today's analysis video. If you did, make sure to like this video for all the effort that goes into making this much more polished and well-defined, run video thing. If you enjoy these sorts of things, let me know, because they take a lot more time to make. The editor Cameron goes through a lot of love and a lot of labor to put these things together, and yeah, he enjoys reading the comments that appreciate them, and also so do I, so leave one down below and also let me know if you ever want to do this without glitches, because I'm sure that would be a fun 52 hours, right? Or 52.08333 hours. But yeah, thank you very much for watching this video, because I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.